Nothing to see here. Just drinking a good old pep. See. Put a little pep in your step and see the carbonation. And let it bubble in your chest. And then say it with your chest and blow a few bubbles. And I'm not talking about the powder that you puff on your face. Little girl, this ain't no D&J. That's a Drake and Josh for the youngins. And, you don't want Drake being around the youngins. Drake Bell or Canada Dry Drake. Welcome to episode 89 of the Off and Beat podcast. I'm your host, Clint. I am back, baby. First time we're going to have 3 episodes in a week in a few weeks. I guess you could say doing this is not for the weak. Unless you're me. Because I gotten really weak. And I'm not talking about the hours in a week. I'm talking about I probably curl less pounds in a day than there are hours. And my pay is below that number as well. But it's a great life. Oh yeah. Imagine having a key to the city. What would it be like? Would you want to be so important that you have, quote unquote, the key to the city? And does that key to the city literally mean a key to what? A monument? That seems like some daring to happen. Is it literally 2 a.m. and you're like, you know what? I need to go to town hall. And then you go up, security's like, hey, can't go past here. And you just pull out the key. And he's like, well, shit, I can't stop this. What the hell does the resemblance of key to the city mean? Does that mean that you are able to unlock things that the average human can't? Or does it mean that you can participate in things that the average human can't? Or does it really just mean you cut a ribbon because you have a big name in society? Maybe one day I'll have a key to a city. What city would that be? I don't know. I don't even know what they would be like. Hey, come to the recreation park and on opening day of these little fuckers hang ground balls in Pinto League. How about you just come by and say, start your engines, and then rev everybody up, and watch the mercy rule by the 4th inning. Because, please have mercy on me. But yeah, by the way, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Is it Cabello? I don't know. She's a Fifth Harmony type of girl. Let's just say, if she likes 5 in harmony. I know a guy. Fifth Harmony, 5-finger death punch. It's all the same. So is 5-finger death punch, is that literally supposed to resemble my fist punching you in the face one time will kill you? What if you're like the guy on Scary Movie who's dipping his 2 fingers into the mashed potatoes, but really looks like pudding? I guess you could say he's putting you in very uncomfortable positions. Oh, talk about yuck yuck or gluck gluck. Not the big chicken over here. Which, by the way, why the fuck? This is where pod's about to really begin. Only took 4.5 minutes. Your boy's getting there quicker. Typically, it doesn't take me 5 minutes to get to the climax. Loving mommy be the climax. Sorry you had to hear that, but let me usher you some humor. Fuck you, Clint. Why is the capital of KFC, the main building of KFC, the Big Chicken? Why is it in Georgia? Why is the Big Chicken the landmark building of Kentucky Fried Chicken in Georgia? It's not even in downtown Atlanta. It's close to the SunTrust Bark, roof, roof. And, well, it is kind of in a rough area. Fuck you, Clint. And by the way, if you take your dog on a walk near the Big Chicken with that traffic, middle of the day, you should have animal services take your dog away. As not very bright. Sorry, you don't need to shine bright like a diamond to understand that you are rehanding. Anyways, but why? Why is KFC the landmark of KFC? Which is really dumb when you really look at the capitals of all the fucking states that we have. I could just think of some off the bat, with the exception of like Atlanta and I guess probably Austin, Texas. But I feel like there's a bigger city in Texas, but Austin's, the capital. Why shouldn't the capitals of the city or the capitals of each state, shouldn't they be the city that everyone, when they travel, they fucking go to? It makes no sense that for fucking, for California. What is it? I should really look this up. But I know it's not Los Angeles. I know for New York, it's Albany. Minnesota, it's Minneapolis. Like, okay. Michigan, it's not even Detroit. It's like Kalamazoo or some shit. You go down the line. Kentucky, it's like Lexington. It's not even Lexington. You notice a pattern here? And for like Florida, isn't it like fucking Tampa? No one gives a fuck about Tampa. And maybe even Jacksonville. But the capital of Florida should be like Miami or some shit. The capital of each state should be the obvious. But for some reason, it's always, nah, we got to think deeper. Because there may have been some historic event. I just think it's fucking idiotic. But, I don't know. Next time, though, just think about that. Kentucky Fried Chicken. The capital restaurant of the whole branch is in Marietta, Georgia. Just think about that for a second. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I like how, I do think that's kind of a dangerous thing to always rely on. You say a bunch of shit that you really mean and that you're pretty passionate and you have a lot of conviction in. And you're like, but hey, I'm a moron. What the fuck do I know? And it completely qualifies you to get away and have people not be able to hold you accountable, but take what you say if they want to take what you say. It's a win-win, baby. Just win, baby. Don't drive drunk in your car. Alden Smith. Another DUI. Guess Henry Ruggs and him, they have a big old "we are family" and kill others so they don't have to meet theirs anymore. What a guy. Gotta love it. Jesus. Don't mean to cause any friction, but nothing like rolling a tire and skinning your forearm. And it's almost like skinning a cat because it makes you want to be squashed and a little squishy. What What does a cat say when they're about to get run over by a car? Wow, this just got dark. Are they like humans with like, oh fuck, or did they just meow? And she's a goner. What if it was funny? Well, it's not funny to see a dead cat on the road, but it is a lot more normalized, and we just drive over and we're like, oh, that's sad. But what if humans were just like that? What if every time humans run over, we just leave them on the road until they get squished to like a canned wood at the recycling center? It's kind of a weird thing to think about. But what if we just did that with humans? What if it was like Roger Rabbit, where they just flatten them, and then they expand back to life? Who did frame Roger Rabbit? I don't know, but apparently it's one of those movies that you love when you're younger, but then you get older, and for some reason it's so critically shitted on. I don't give a fuck if a movie's critically shit on, because there's a lot of movies that are critically, quote unquote, like in the 98 percentile and something we've never seen before. It's like, yeah, because you literally don't see it because you fall asleep after 32 minutes. So it is something I've never seen before, because if someone would ask me about a certain movie, I would be like, I don't know. I've never seen it. And I wouldn't even remember if I even tried to see it. So I've never seen it. I didn't even get past the third scene. Been there, seen that, but don't remember it. Nothing worse than when you actually watch shit and you forget them so damn quickly. I could watch something, read something, I can listen to lyrics of songs I listen to every day, constantly during the week, and 3 years later, still be part of my routine, and I still don't know the lyrics until halfway through the song when I start getting the gist of the flow. I'm just not that guy. But I don't give a fuck. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is better than Space Jam. There, I said it. A mixture of actual humans in a movie and animated cartoons. Yeah, it's better than Space Jam. Space Jam, it's not something that when you get older, unless you have kids, you're not sitting there watching Space Jam. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Still figuring it out. And also has a lot of sensual undertones. And by sensual undertones, I mean they made the knockoff Lolo, not Lolo, the Lola girl. I forgot her name, but they made her look like a piece, as Brian Callen would say. She's a piece. Which is kind of interesting because, I've talked about this before, bestiality and stuff. If you were strongly in the anime or hentai or wherever the fuck, if you watch anime, let's just say, explicit comings, if you like watching cartoon type of things, and it knocks your rocks off, and it makes you want to skip a few rocks in the lake and jump in it, and hopefully Jason Voorhees is down there and say, hey bitch, it's Friday, chopping your head off on Friday. Maybe. So I wonder, it's interesting because the plot of Friday the 13th, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually seen a Friday the 13th movie like that. I've seen parts of others and stuff. I'm aware of what it is. Freddy vs. Jason was not good at all. But it was this big thing in school. But wouldn't he be actually more scary and potent if on Friday the 13th he actually didn't kill people who were invading this public lake of his, and then he kills you every other day? And if there's always people dying on Friday the 13th for these late camps, one, you should just have your, you should probably just have your, what is it? There was camping groups. You should probably just have your Boy Scout clubs, your, whatever the fuck it is. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank. You know what I mean? These summer camps and shit. Maybe you should stop having them at the same fucking lake where people are, kids and teenagers and adults are just dying. And if you were so stubborn and be like, well, you know what? We're not going to be scared of him. It's like, well, maybe, just maybe. How about you just don't do it even in the same month where there's a Friday the 13th? Or at least not in the same weekend. You would think, because typically in towns like that, when events like that happen, it's maybe Freddie. Well, I'm not even going to say. I don't know why I said Freddie, but Jason, because he's very adjacent to your poo-tang when he's shoving a cleaver up there. Leave it the cleaver. Chomping like a beaver. Oh, fuck. Oh, what a classic. I'm a classic, man. Jesus Christ. I put way too much ice in drinks. That shit was finished in like 9 gulps. But yeah. Maybe, I don't know, crazy thought. It's a combination of bad parenting, bad common sense. You could literally look up an article and be like, hey, what day do these people die? There's 8 instances of summer camp groups where they, it's like you sit in your camp. It's one of those things where you're worried about your kid going to these summer camps and discovering a lot of things from his quote-unquote counselors that may not want to breach the subject on. And then find out, wait, you guys knew this fucking dude with a hockey mask that comes from the swamps? You guys know this happens here? And you're like, yeah, you know what? This is the spot. Never occurred to you that, hey, why don't we go drive an extra hour, go to another lake in the middle of the woods, and take our chances. If he's willing to travel and meet us there, then you know what? Whatever happens, happens. We tried. At least we tried to defeat. It's almost like you're setting up kids to die on purpose. The kids just want to kid and play. But that is not the case. But hey, again, what the fuck do I know? Common sense. Why would that ever come into place? Okay. I would say it's a supernatural take, except it's very super unnatural, to be quite frank. I'm not talking about the weenies on the grill. Hot dogs are it's a very hot topic. People are either disgusted by hot dogs or they very much enjoy hot dogs. I don't think hot dogs is one of those things where you're going to go out of your way to be like, man, I just really want to fucking, God, I could have anything to choose from. I'm going to go out of my way, leave the house, go get a hot dog, and come back. No, hot dogs are something you get when you're at the gas station, at the QT. It's like taquitos or 2 for $2.79 hot dogs. Yeah. They have extra free toppings. Hot dogs are something you buy in a package, and you know what? You may have it for lunch on a weekend. Hot dogs are something you have on, holidays. The big old Independence Day. And, funny as Independence Day, but we continually are very dependent on traditions to have the same thing every fucking tradition. But what the fuck do I know? about hot dogs. People like they're the disgusting things. I understand they're not really real because hot dogs are not natural by any means. But I see nothing wrong with it. I think though there are levels. I don't think your body could accept more than eating more than 8 hot dogs in a week. I don't. I don't think hot dogs are something you could have for lunch and dinner. In the same day. I don't think hot dogs are something that the body can naturally consume like that. But our bodies are very adaptable. Our bodies, I guess you could say, have catched up to the times. Oh, Jesus. And they have mustered up the autonomy and the guts to relish our very below average decisions. No one's ever eaten hot dogs and was like, this rocked my world. It's comfort food. It's something to fill you up. It's not even really a meal. You may have hot dogs for dinner, but you have something with it. You have mac and cheese. You have some fake barbecue chips. It's very versatile. The thing that's irritating to me is I was watching something earlier, and this lady said if she sees a grown man specifically, she's like, it's okay for kids. She's like, but once you are 24, if you eat hot dogs, I'm judging you. Because no grown man should consume hot dogs. And I thought, one, this fat cunt, ugly ass bitch had the audacity to say she would judge someone, a grown man, if he made a choice to have a hot dog on his own merit. You know what it showed me? You know what really showed me? She doesn't know how to preheat the buns. I don't know what experience she had with hot dogs. Maybe she choked on a hot dog, and I do mean actual hot dog. Some of the filler time, because there's a lot of preservatives. And it has definitely preserved her mind to hate grown men who just enjoy a fucking hot dog. You know what it made me want to do when she said that? It made me want to go to the fucking store, buy an 8-pack of some Oscar Mayer wiener, and make like an Instagram video. I would have to reactivate my Instagram app and shit. I would have made a fucking video and just made like a 15-minute live stream of just me eating hot dogs and talking about, does this bother you? That a man that's 26 years old is eating hot dogs on an IG Live. But let's disregard all the things we see everyone else do on IG Live. Let's shame someone, a grown man, for wanting to just eat a fucking hot dog. Look, I understand. Look, I'll judge a man if he has 4 hot dogs on his fucking plate and can sit there with a straight face and just eat 4 hot dogs. Have I eaten 4 hot dogs at once? Yes, of course. Of course. But look, if you want to judge me eating 4 hot dogs, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That's fine. But you know what? 2 is typically the amount that you have in one sitting. Maybe 3 if you're, having seconds, as they say. But the audacity of the things I have seen on IG Live from various different types of people, things I've seen on live streams, the thing I've seen grown people do and justify, but you think a grown man eating a hot dog not 4 hot dogs, a hot dog, is worthy to be judged. The fucking audacity of people these days. Could you imagine if I just went to this cunt, and I don't say that about, I use the word cunt very particularly lightly, because for someone to be that jaded where eating a hot dog would perceive you to judge and to make assumptions about a person and how they take care of themselves, and thinking that eating multiple hot dogs, thinking eating a hot dog as a grown man is problematic to society. What is it, a form of toxicity? It's probably toxic to my gut, maybe long term, fine. But that's not your fucking problem to worry about. I don't understand people, and it kind of ties in with Zion. First of all, I didn't know Zion Williamson legitimately. There's a report that he quote unquote got up to 330 pounds, and I'm like, nah, he didn't. He probably got up to 310, 350. I don't think got to 330. I think that that's more than offensive lineman weight. And I've been a Zion defender. There's no way he got up to 330, even with his injury. But apparently he regularly still eats whole pizzas and washes it down with soda. That's a regular thing for him, which is hey. It's funny how it's not live your best life for Zion, though. It's always live your best life until Zion wants to do it. It's shame, you fuck, shame you. I just don't understand. I understand professional athlete, but I think it's a bigger microscopic, macro. But you could dial it down to a microorganism. And we all are just organisms, just, eating each other. Especially if you're in jail cells. They always say in jail, the ones that are jacked and ripped, they don't eat the jail food. They just, it's called semen retention. But anyways, I'm going to see myself out the door apparently, I just don't understand this fascination with other people's weights. I don't understand the reason to go out of, I wouldn't even say go out of your way. I just don't understand, why is someone else's weight on your mind? And before you say, oh, the health and society of the world, it's so it's you know what? It literally does not affect you. Because if everyone had 6-packs, did CrossFit, and had no medical issues, guess what? You would still be fucking paying tax dollars for medical. You would. And to sit here and to just make, it's this weird thing where it's become this okay thing to just blatantly, and I think we've gotten too comfortable just if you put yourself out there and you talk about your body being so great and stuff and it's not, or you do things that is very focused on your body, like a Lizzo or something that talks about, and I'm not for people shitting on her for her weight and stuff, but when you constantly put it out there, particularly, and the focus is because of your body and weight, people are going to do whatever anyways, but especially when you make it a target. If someone's just regularly overweight and they're just wearing their Ned Schneebly shirt and they're just going about their day or whatever, they're not bothering you. Does it really piss you off when you're in line somewhere and the person in front of you has a little belly? Does it really bother you when you see the love handles because you haven't been handled with love anytime recently? So you take your anger out on them. Is that really what it is? This is type of, I just don't get the obsession with the how cool we are, of how comfortable we are, of just being critiquing of other people's weight like that. When it literally does not affect you, other people's weight. Worry about yourself. Worry about your own weight. There's things in the world where we should worry about what other people are doing. We should worry about how it affects us. You talk about with medical viruses and all that shit. But someone's weight with themselves, that's their problem. They're the ones that got to deal with it. If you're in great shape, then be in great shape. Unless someone asks you for their opinion and stuff and a realistic and a real overview, you know what? Just go fuck yourself and call it a day. But hey, again, what the fuck do I know? Let's see. Alright. Let's end this pod with 10-minute zingers. Okay. Alright, he's come to the plate. And up, strike one, 0-1. You would think from behind he would know which hole to drive it through. But always getting corrected. Always, you would think from behind you wouldn't have to tell him he struck out. But he, let's just say he pulled himself out. And strike three, got caught looking. And now she's looking high disappointment. First female catcher. And she forgot to put on her chest pad. And goddamn, Aroldis Chapman just blasted her in the chest. Almost like at home. That's a highly inappropriate domestic violence reference. Wow, you really got the bones of that, Jones. I love the cocaine. Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's stop with the strike three. But, you know what they say about rainy days is that behind every rainy day, there's clouds to rain over the metasphere at night. Excuse me. Miss, I saw you from across the room. Never understood the idea of burping a baby. Because if I'm burping the baby, why can't I feed them soda? If you're gonna belch on the wagon, let me go to the store and give you some grape juice and see which stem you want to welch off, and then you can smug off of me and smooch, smooch, pooch, pooch, and damn. That's what I like. I got a beach house in Miami. I woke up with no jammies. And I can't afford shrimp scampi, Julio. But by the way, Red Lobster shrimp scampi, Red Lobster, highly fucking overrated. There, I said it. Red Lobster for any young 20s person, Red Lobster is like the signification that I got this, baby. I'm a baller. Any 21-year-old who can afford Red Lobster really thinks they're doing something, right? When you ask a girl at the Red Lobster, that used to be like the signal. That used to be like, oh, this guy's built different. In reality, $22 for a platter where it's overly butter oil shrimp scampi, some butterfly shrimp, some mixed vegetables, and some fucking, they put like some seafood, what do they call, like seafood medley, some rice and shit. It's like $22 for like a plate. And then once you both order, you have to get dessert. You may even get some coconut shrimp. You both get sweet tea. Maybe she gets a little wine and dine because, she's newly 21. And, any new girl that turns 21, like the first 4 times they go out after they turn the big old 2-1, they become drunks. And then, over time, we all come back to the means. It's funny because when I turned 21, I didn't even drink. I didn't drink on my 21st birthday. Did I do before my 21st birthday? I will never confirm nor deny. But let's just say that's when I found out, the ladies love it when they're fucked up and you're not. Because, oh man, it's just like free reign. You can't even fuck up. Yes, it was consensual. That's what she said. Oh, that took a dark, twisted fantasy turn. But yeah, Red Lobster used to be the signal that I'm calling the shots around here, when in reality, you just spent $63 for a hug. Oh, the depressing times. You thought all those free Cheddar Bay biscuits, you thought all that was gonna love up their cholesterol levels. Was gonna butter up. Oh, Jesus. You really thought those Cheddar Bay biscuits were gonna butter it up for later tonight. And let's just say it was like, I have to get up in the morning, but thanks for dinner. And then you're like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I did wrong? The second I got a vehicle, and the second I started making decent amount of money for, the time being, I should say, all of a sudden, the well dried up. But when I had none of that, for some reason, it was easy. You make it easy. Letting me Uber. Fuck you, Clint. Good times. But, yeah, now the big thing is Juicy Crab, though. Juicy Crab, it's a little bit more expensive, but you definitely get more bang for your buck. And although I'm not a big fan, as I've mentioned before, of having to wear the napkins and the bib. And here's the thing. I just don't like working for my food. I don't understand the fucking fascination with crab legs. There, I said it. If it's all you can eat, you know what, and you're paying whatever, fine. But you still got to crack it open. You got to do all this work. Like, nowadays, man, I'm struggling lifting things with my elbows and forearms. I'm not spending 30 minutes of my fucking eating time just hearing things crunch and crack open. Like, I just want to fucking eat. When I want to eat, I just want to eat. I don't want the work to eat. My work was paying for it. If I'm cooking the food and I'm paying for it, that's the work. I literally have the work to pay for it. And if I cooked, I had the work and cook with literally my money, and I had to spend time and fill the steam. I have money for self-esteem. That's what the money's for. If I'm paying $34 fucking dollars, I'm not cracking open nothing. But hey, whatever. What the fuck do I know? Just dipping in some fucking... What if they just gave you like that movie theater butter instead of that hot melted butter? The butter they give you is so fucking hot. If it were to touch your skin, it would be like ice, baby. Because you literally have to grab the fucking ice cubes out of your sweet tea and be like, oh shit. And they'll be like, what's wrong? And be like, she put her hand in the popcorn bag, and next thing you know, it's my dick in a box. My dick in a box, girl. Jesus. But yeah, talk about, I guess that's how you reveal that you gave her the herpes. or she gave you it. Be like, hey, juicy crab, you're both enjoying it. They're like, oh my God, this is one of the best dinners. Like, that's great. We have herpes. Woo. Like, what? And it's like, yeah, no, just keep cracking it open. But yeah, when I cracked you open, I gave you the herpes. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. And let's just say now when you go down her, it's you feel little rice bits come in your mouth. That's disgusting. And the aftertaste is a little crispy. But hey, depending on the card and your luck of the draw, is it plain old kernel original corn flavor, or is it Cocoa Rice Krispies? Is it Fruity Rice Krispies? It's really Fruity Pebbles and Rice Krispies, really the same thing. Once you start getting the chocolate or the fruity shit, and by the way, Trix, once they made it into balls, purely just the single solid covered balls, no, not cool. I liked it when it was the different shapes and shit. That's when it actually tasted. But I don't know, maybe I'm just old fuck, taste buds change, and that's maybe what happens when you start tasting the buds. Oh, Jesus. Hate to be the butt of all jokes, but oh, fuck me. Someone's got to do it. Is that a world tour or your girl's tour? And, yeah, she works for the museum, so she gives great tours. Oh, Jesus. But let me take a detour back to the Juicy Crab. But yeah, you know what? Juicy Crab, I do feel like you get more bang for your buck, even though it is probably $12 to $13, $14 more for whatever you're going to get, unless you just actually get the lobster pizzas about $12, $13, even though it's technically an appetizer, which I've never understood the looks you get from the waiter and the weirdness it is, because one time I went out with a group of friends, and by group of friends, it means I was on a date with a lovely lady, and, you know, a couple of her friends and stuff, and we went to Red Lobster. It was like a group thing or whatever. Like, I was introduced to the group. You know, nothing's weirder than as a dude when you're introduced to her friends. Because, look, me as myself, it's pretty acquired taste, which I'm fine with. You know, I try not to be too awkward, but I certainly like to... I do kind of get off on making people a little uncomfortable. And apparently everything was actually going great. I was actually normal. Things were going good. And I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm not pretending too much, but I'm also not being myself. This is great. And then the problem is I ordered like I was by myself or with my family. And I ordered the lobster pizza. You know, they go around, they're getting some fancy shit. They're getting some very coconut. And here I am. I was like, yeah, I'll take the lobster pizza. And they gave me a look. They thought I was joking. They said, you can't get an appetizer for your meal. And I'm like, says who? They said, tradition. And that is episode 89 of the Off and Beat podcast. Like and subscribe. And, yeah. Continue. Leave a review. And, leave a review for lobster pizza. It's an 8.5 out of 10, depending where you go. I've never had a bad sample. But yeah, don't forget to suck some titties. And have a great... Yeah, fuck you. Who cares? Fuck me.